All right. Okay, cool. What an interesting moments that we're going through. It's full blown chop city. Things are going all over the place. Oh my lord! It is. There is a battle going on. Definitely, I'm gonna have some fruit at the same time. Why not? Seriously, why not? People get so like scared at these moments, as if like the crypto market and Bitcoin market is everything is all gone, finished. It's over. It's over, right? It never will become never come back to anything of substance anymore. Look, that level, the 103 300, the one I've been talking about for ages, you see how unbelievably pivotal that level is. It's crazy pivotal. Like it broke down, tapped the 55-day EMA, and now it is bouncing back up again. Uh, by the way, is the video choppy? I just got a message saying the video is choppy. Is the video choppy? Can someone? It's good. All right, cool. Why am I getting video saying choppy? All right, whatever. Yeah, people are just. No, it's not choppy. I don't know what it is. People right now are just afraid, and my understanding right now, right, and this is what I don't seem to get from everyone, is that what are you afraid of exactly at the moment? Can someone explain this to me? I need to understand what everyone is afraid of. Look, we had to pull back down. I mean, we've talked about the levels that you could potentially go to. We talked about key areas of control. It dipped down. People went absolutely crazy. You know, in our group, we did a small little sort of scalp, and now it's back into range. We need to see where tonight settles. Don't forget, we're going into a weekend, right? We're going into a weekend where it's manipulated and choppy at the best of times, and not only that, we're going into the weekend while there is Elo. How do you say Olamide or something like that? I don't know. Where are you from, by the way? I'm just curious where you're from. Where's that name from? You might be Cook Gang. I don't know. What was I saying? Right. What's going on at this present moment is that we have a falling volume. I said falling volume is coming. That's the scariest part of all this right now. All right. It's the scariest part of all this falling volume, and we're going into a weekend where what do you mean not on YouTube? What's on what do you mean by that? And we're going on to a weekend where there's even lower volume. I'm Nigerian. Oh, I'm Nigerian, but grew up here for 30 years. I don't know if I can say his name. I have a school friend that I found out that his father is very influential and quite well known in Nigeria. His father used to be the ex police commissioner. Anyway, um, yeah. So at this present moment, like the Bulls are trying to defend the that 103 300, right? As I said, only issue, and I'm gonna go through some scenarios, right? And I really don't want I don't want it to freak you out, right? I really don't want it to freak you out because people get scared of certain moments. And understand this: the only thing right now that is causing any level, lots of influence with that kind of title in Nigeria. Yeah, they're really lovely people, but his father passed away. So anyway, so what I was going to say, the only thing right now that we're facing, although that's not very good, that's not very good. Anyway, the only thing that we're facing right now, the FUD that's happening, uh, you, what do you mean? What do you mean I have snot on my nose? Do I? What are you talking about? Where? you messing with me? Nah, it's gone. All right, okay. Sorry about that. It's probably because I'm eating fruit at the moment. Uh, what was I saying? I don't know what I was talking about. Oh yeah, look, the only thing that's causing FUD at the moment is this potential of the US going into Middle East, right? And the thing I want to also express is this: we currently are in a scenario where there's amazing low volume, right? So any type of movement and anything can be manipulated in spectacular manner, right? You see the dip, the sell off, the runoff, and then instant buy and back into range again. That there is the epitome of a shakeout. The only few things I will say, and I'm going to start talking about this right now, and I want everyone to really, really. Any, by the way, if anyone wants this, let me contact me. This you can't. I mean, I can do a very, very good price, right? The only thing that is worrying me at the moment, a few things I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about some worrying type of aspects, and then I'll talk about some positive type of aspects, and I'll talk about some potential amazing plays that we could be coming to, right? Now, right now, as we speak, we're at a key pivotal point, right? It's super duper key. This level needs to hold. If not, there are two levels coming here, especially with the 21-day EMA coming into that area of support, the 107. I'll talk to you what that will be. Yeah, the 97, 97, 96 area. That area there is looks like it's going to be key. What is that? Why can you buy? Now, if we do break that, and to be honest, the actual real number where it starts to get even more choppy is this number here, right? The 103. Very good. Yeah, the 103, no, 100,000. We could dip down to the 100,000 and grab that liquidity, right? So we have an opportunity where this thing can come down here. It could come down possibly here. I doubt it very much, right? But it could come down to one of these levels here. But it's showing extreme resilience. Extreme. You're not late. I'm going through everything, right? It's showing, Bitcoin is showing extreme resilience right now. Look, the people are trying to sell this thing, and you see that institutional purchase are buying this every dip. They're buying every dip that's happening, right? Like massive dip, buy, massive dip, buy, massive dip, buy. Yeah, it's going down. Don't get me wrong. And what's even more worrying is that technically, if you guys are any Wyckoff people here, right? Technically, we've distribution, but the secondary distribution is did not reach the level of the previous high with falling volume. Usually, could in some way or another, point towards further distribution in the Wyckoff analysis, right? It could push it down. Could. It's possible, right? There are possibilities on this happening. I'm just going through all of the things here so you guys can be well informed, and all of this is free, right? A lot of people will be charging a ton of stuff to give this type of information. I'm just giving it to you guys because I have a feeling that a lot of people right now are going to be very, very fearful and hovering over things to do. Another thing, right? Yeah, I mean, I was waiting for this trend line and the triple bearish divergence to break this line and come through to here, but it could also mean, I mean, we could also doesn't have to be a straight line, but it could be a curved line where it's hitting, which kind of works in line with falling volatility due to the, if you look here, due to the where are we? Yeah, due to the, as I said, with the 21 and 55 narrowing in size, showing some form of big movement coming, right? Now, at the same time, it pushed, like, it tried to break down, it giving that vibe, but there is support. There are buyers in this market for Bitcoin at this point, which is wild, right? Which is wild. Doesn't mean it can't go down. It doesn't mean that this level here can break. It does look slightly weak. It's at its key area. Few more things, right? One area of interesting positivity potential, right? It was, and now it's kind of dipped below this area of point of control, 5,971, right? If you look carefully, yeah, if you look carefully, that level between the two levels I point is exactly, you see the importance of the 50% level here. You see how absolutely perfectly, what's this? Who's here? What just happened? What? What just happened? Why did someone? Yeah, you're right. May was another. We'll see. We'll see. Everyone, look. Everyone keeps talking like this when things are having a bit of a pullback, right? We'll see. Nothing at this present moment is definite. Bitcoin recover and alts will diminish value at Bitcoin previous value will be in the back. We'll see. Bitcoin will recover, alts will diminish value at Bitcoin previous value, and we will or we are in a bear. Okay, cool. Right now, what we're seeing is that the SPX has had a reaction of the 50% level, right? And that 50% rejection of that level, if it can reclaim above the 5,971, will show more of a bullish momentum in this. And this moving up will also make Bitcoin move up as well. But what I will say, what I was saying, this is what's really, really important, right? Is that right now in the current climate, this right now being able to regain those levels is looking somewhat difficult, especially as we're going into the weekend right now. We're running into a weekend right now, and of course, there's going to be games played, right? There's going to be games played right now. We have to understand there is maximum uncertainty in the market. But I will promise you this. I'll promise you this. One tweet from the big man, this will be a V-shaped recovery instantaneously. We will get this. This movement is what we will get. Remember what happened last time. It was like, oh, it's over, it's over, it's over, it's over, it's over. One tweet and everything changes, right? So why is there in Iran stock markets all-time high? I don't want to get into that aspect because their markets. Iran is oil and Israel is defense. That's why. So yeah, that's the situation where we are right now. That's what's going on. There could be some further movement down. We'll see. The market is waiting at this present moment. There is full blown uncertainty, and that level of uncertainty is what's causing the sentiment in the market. And of course, it's not really helping that there are a lot of people who, the bears will always shout the loudest when things are looking red. You know what I mean? It's not over. Last cycle has completed. Okay, bro. Thanks for answering that. No problem. Right, that's where we are at this present moment. So we'll see what happens with here. We'll see what happens from as time goes by. Let's see. Let's see what next week happens. You know what I mean? A lot of people keep shouting at this thing, and whatever. We'll see. Now, if you look at USDT dominance, I said that 5% level is going to be extremely key. I mean, it got close. Where did it get to? Let's say 5%, right? let's say 5%, right? Let's say 5%. It got there and bounced off that zone right now. Now, what is slightly worrying? No, just volume is low on the weekend, so there's going to be extra party time that's going on. Lower volume does not help the market, right? Because it means that sells and buys are not being supported by spot buyers, right? So right now, slightly worrying is that USDT dominance is on a breakout. This gives me slightly. So April was the bottom. IMO crypto is a human psychology Ponzi. You have to be early. Who is True Light? Who is this guy, by the way? I'm curious. Is that Jam? Is Jam on my live? Is that what people are talking about? Who's True Light? Who are you, brother? Yeah. So look, USDT dominance is having a bit of a breakout at this present moment, right? Oh, is it Jam? All right. Hey, man. Good to have you here finally. It's nice to have a non-toxic chat. Oh yeah, Jam totally convinced it's over. Yeah, but you know, Mr. Jam has been convinced for since December that it was over. So, you know. Right. So look, this is where we are. We've had a bit of he's been sent by Jamil, who is a day trader. Jamil, are you a day trader? What's your profession? I'm curious. Anyway, so look, USD dominance is had a bit of a breakout. If we look at the longer time scale issues on the weekly, it doesn't look terrible. You're well done, nice. I will ask you though, not to bring in any toxicity into my chat, please. I don't accept anything of that kind of stuff here. Right now, if we go into the dollar, where are we right now? If we go into the dollar, we're seeing a rejection of the key level. I told you, like 98.92 is having a rejection. So this could bode potentially well for the markets, but I think the only way that it will bode well is if gold is going to be bought into that rather than any type of risk on assets. Right now, the market is what was toxic to be exact. I'm a fact holder right now, but okay, because I'm very no, not because of you, Jam. It's just your last time I was there was somewhat toxic. Reports about rate cuts in July is a good thing. Well, look, a rate cut. I said it was going to be either between this one and the next one. There's going to be a rate cut, and something's going to happen. It's going to be at that between those 2 points, right? A rate cut, I would say, is verging on a bit too late at this present moment. Guys, we should relax and chill next halving. Oh my god. All right. Okay. So, where was I? Yeah. So the dollar is rejecting off that key point. I mean, and it's probably working well for gold. But I will say one thing about gold, though, right? It has rejected off its it has. Do you think it's possible to see even close to December highs again this year? Possible. I don't see why not. I genuinely don't see why not. I CMC Fed Watch doesn't have rate cuts happening until July. They don't have it until September, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, look, what I will tell you about rate cuts, right, is that if the US goes into a full-blown war, there will not be a rate cut this year. I promise you that now. There will not be a rate cut. The effects, and I was going to get to that, right? The effects of what it will do will be really, really problematic. But I will say one thing, right? When we look at gold, it is rejecting off its SR flip. That SR flip there, it's come back and retesting its area of support, and it's turned it into resistance. Now, if this continuation down, I wouldn't be sure if it does, to be honest. I'm more afraid of some form of news coming in over the weekend, and the SPX is front running it, because if this reclaims this level and finds that into support, then this is going to continue up. And I've always had that level of 3,500 for gold. If it goes in that direction, then that's going to be a real problem. It's President Trump addressing the nation tonight. Is he? That'd be interesting to watch. Please, someone confirm that we can watch that on our live. That'd be very, very interesting. Now, Bitcoin dominance. It's a nothing burger right now. And my biggest problem with Bitcoin dominance is that once it only makes real sense once you connect it with all the other factors, right? So, what I will say with Bitcoin dominance right now is that all buying volume, whatever there is in the market right now, with it reducing a volume at this present moment, is going into Bitcoin. Hence the movement of this. So this right now holds very, very little relevance, and it's broken the trend line, which is kind of a trend line, but yeah, it's broken the trend line. We'll see what happens. I mean, like, see the SPX falling down. This is not good. If it loses the 50% level, that's going to be a bit of a problem. Watch that carefully, right? Now, the biggest worry is this. I showed. Why is that there? The biggest worry right now is oil. By a long shot. This turmoil in the Middle East, I promise you, if America goes in, this thing is going to double in value. Called Bitcoin value. Yeah, I know. If they're going to if they're going to a war, this will double in value, and this doubling, this increase of oil is a real problem. This right now is a real. This is by far the biggest problem, right? And it like it is at a point where if it flips this into support, it will be very problematic. But the thing is, all of what's happening here, the tier on gold doesn't really matter, because the gold is completely and 100% dependent on what is going to be happening with the US and the Middle East. If it goes into a broader, more insanity war, which it possibly could, honestly, it could. Right now, it definitely could. That continuation on will harper everything. So everything I'm saying right now, absolutely everything I'm saying right now, is wholeheartedly dependent on what's happening in the Middle East. I've said it several times before, and all the other lives that I've been talking about that has been recorded, that I've talked about it, right? Nothing else will matter. A form of ceasefire or an agreement or a deal or something on that level being signed and being sorted out, right, will change everything. Broad spectrum change of everything throughout the whole market. That's what I would say on that matter. Now, right now, in my opinion, right now it's looking more downside than up, right? Downside and up. And I'll show you what I mean by that, right? This, man, what happened here with the announcement of the tariffs, right? If Donald Trump hadn't said, "Hey, look, I'm doing a 90-day, 3-month pause," this would have continued on, right? So it's dependent on U.S. foreign policy right now. What happens? Or oil increase means delaying rate cut or increase rates. It could increase rates. Genuinely, it could increase rates. What's your feeling if the U.S. enters the war? It will. I'm telling you now, and I want everyone to really, really understand this. If the USA enters into war, that's worst case scenario. Every worst case scenario that you can think of as we go along, right, will happen. If the US enters the war, were you all out of alts? Forget the alts. I'll be out of a lot of things. Although, none of you guys look at my X, right? No one does. None of you guys do, right? None of you guys look at my, because I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you something, right? So you guys can understand. So you guys can understand what's happening. Because you just don't. I mean, I said what I was doing. I want everyone to understand. Which stock was I did I state that I was looking at? Anyone? Let me see if anyone here was actually let's see if anyone here was bro, what levels of super can you please check? I'll check in a second. What stock did I say on my X? I just want you to give me I just want to understand what I said. I want to know what anyone was, if anyone was actually paying attention. Hey there. Anyone paying attention? All right. I felt there was a, because the moment that the US started showing real so like real pressure towards the Middle East, I did a tweet. Here, look. Raytheon. Because look, what's happening right now, and why I'm fearful of what's going on at this present moment, is that I don't know of a way the US doesn't get involved in this. It's not, man. It's double underscore, so you understand. What do you mean you can't come? What are you talking about? It's an image, that's why. Anyway. What are you talking about? Bro, what levels? Yeah, I'll come to Sue in a second. All right. Well, are you on a short or a long? Anyway, I'll come to that in a second. So yeah, that's the situation. That's my biggest worry at this present moment. What's happening with oil and what's happening with the Middle East is it will dictate everything that happens in this market. And even then, even at that point, look, this is the thing you guys really need to understand. Exactly. That's why it's priced already. Not yet. War is definitely not priced in. Even then, look, I want to also explain this. Even at that point, even at this crazy, uncertainty environment, not only with tariffs, not only with rate cuts, whether they're going to happen or not only with inflationary problems, not only with all these things that are going on, we're still seeing support and buys of Bitcoin at this level. The fear is not priced in. I promise you that it's not priced in. It's definitely not priced in. Because what's going on right now, and this is the thing, I also did it on my on here, because you just because no one actually looks at what I say, right? Because everyone's like, no, why would I, right? What I would also describe is on this video here, right? That I showed on this thing. You guys, that's why you should really check it out. The US stated they gave an ultimatum. It's a 2-week ultimatum. My little Stu just came to the screen. He wants to tap the screen. Of course, thank you, man. Max 7, you're amazing. Your little one's awesome as well. All right. So they gave an ultimatum. So right now there is 2 weeks of uncertainty and fear that's going on right now. That's the real issue that we're facing. And the thing is, right, and I also want to explain this, and I'm going to get to some positive. Now, let me give you the bad news first, and I'll give you the positive one in a second, right? So just so we can leave on the positive side, but that is not looking good. 50% level. If it breaks that, then we have some problems. But I don't know. Next week, I'm sensing in my cojones that this is going to be a reversal next week for sure. Right. Where are we now? Where were we? Yeah. So look. Also, total market cap. I stated very like many times before, right? And I explained all this, and it's somewhat coming to fruition what I'm talking about. if we look at this in you know, if we, oh, that's the wrong one. Let's do it this way. Yeah. If we see this as wave one, wave two usually takes, like, the corrective stage usually takes the longest amount of time, right? And this corrective stage can, as I said last time, when I, and people who don't watch the recordings and what's going on, don't come here, can take time. But that movement, this movement here can take a long time. But when it gets to the support area, which could very well be at these levels, it kind of, do you understand what I mean? So if you look at what I'm talking about, if you look at total 3 in this this pull down here, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, because this could also be here as well. Don't forget, the length of this is determined on what happens if it breaks this level here. Because right now it's holding, it's still ranging at the moment. This is the crazy part of Bitcoin. It's still ranging. Yeah, alts are in, like, oh my god type of territory. What is happening? Oh my lord, right? The Bitcoin is still ranging. And I will say that if Bitcoin does in some way or other, what I find normally, and I'll explain to my experience, is that if something is showing this much resilience, even if it moves, even if it retraces back into these levels, it means that the demand is there, right? And that demand is there. And if it comes to the point of a rate cut and there's more liquidity into the market, this is stating that the war is over and all that kind of stuff is over. I promise you this, right? And I'm going to explain why I say that this movement could be huge, and I'm going to get to the positive in a second. Federal Reserve Chris Walter says could cut rates as early as July meeting. Yeah, he could say that, unless there's a war. I promise you they won't cut if there's a war. I promise you they won't cut. They will not cut in war scenarios. They won't do it, because a war scenario is going to cause a massive movement in oil. That will be inflationary, and they will definitely not add to the inflation thing, because cutting is cutting in its nature is inflationary, right? That's why they want to get down inflation as much as possible, because when they cut, they can absorb that movement. But what was I saying? Yeah, this movement, where this goes, is dependent on if this breaks and where it holds support. If it breaks, it's still not breaking. Look, we're pushing into the weekend right now. We're pushing into the weekend where usually it dumps towards the Friday, right? Markets do this because weekend volume is TA manipulator 101, right? But I'm coming to some good points here. I'm taking my time, and I'm going to get to a good point where one of the most spectacular opportunities of your lifetime is coming, right? Yo, Alvarez, how you doing, my man? I've said it many times before. I said it listen to what I am saying. Listen to the words I'm saying, and remove yourself from the emotions of what the market and what everyone is screaming at you. Remember, when things are at its worst, when things are at that absolute peak fear and craziness, that is the moment I become greedy. Look, these moments come very, very few and far between in any forms of investment, right? Remember, peak fear. It's over. Peak fear. Remember, that's the thing. That's the thing that what I'll always explain to everyone. Now, no. Where are we? Right. I'm getting to that point where we can get to that aspect. Now, if you look at ETH, I mean, you know what I mean? I'm just adding into the retire. That's the thing. Look, Pat's World, your time profile is, see, when you look at your time profile, it works amazingly, because you're like, who cares in 1 or 2 years time? Who cares in a year's time? Bitcoin is giving on average a 50% annualized return. This is the thing I want everyone to understand. And with regulation, everything else coming in, if your time span is long enough, all of this doesn't matter. This is just a blip. Alan, lol, I'm there with you. Alan, exactly. I'm stuck in alts in 30% or down. You're right. Well, look, what's your time scale? It's normal to be down crypto. Just hold for the long term. Yeah, I can't give that advice. It's up to your risk profile and what you want to do. I've said it 1,000 million billion times before, right? I've said it so many times before. I don't know what else to say. Where we are right now, and what is the wait a minute, what's going on with? I think this ETH is wrong. Aha, it's wrong. Okay. Anyway, doesn't matter. What I will say, and I say it many times before, right? If you invest below your liabilities, below your liabilities, so if your costs every month can be covered, if you can cover that without dipping into any of this stuff, then time is your only worry. Time is your only worry that you need to play around with here. And if time is your only worry, then, hello Joey, how you doing, my man? Then you play in those fields, unless you're in like mega risky, you don't know what it is, you don't know where it's gonna go. That's the situation. What's happening. What's going on right now? Something's happening to my screen. All right, okay, I don't know what happened there. It just stuck. Something's going on with, I think everyone's trying to watch anyway, whatever. Now look, let's get to okay, we looked at that. This I wish it held. That's not good. That's not fantastic. If this can retrace back above the 55-day EMA, that will be very, very, very good. Every risk should be in May, avoid 50% pullback. Okay. If you were going to de-risk, it should have been in May. Yeah, okay, possible. Right, so that's that situation. Now let's get to a really interesting point here, right? And why there could be something really interesting that's going on. Give it to us straight, Alvarez. No opium. I'm not giving you opium. I'm giving it to you straight. I'm giving it to you straight. I'm giving it to you full blown straight right now. This graph here is something that everyone should have saved on the trading view. Everyone should have this. Everyone, right? This is total 3 against Bitcoin, right? So these are for people who are in alt. I'm assuming a lot of you guys are in alt. In fact, I want to do a poll. I want to see how many of you guys are let me just do a poll here. Let me try and do a new one. How do I add a new one? 1 second. Custom. Nope, that's not it. Quick poll. That's not what I want. 1 second, guys. I want to do a poll. I want to see how many of you guys are in. Why can't I do a... All right, here we go. Alts. All right. I'm gonna add an option as well. Alts. Plus BTC. Right. distribution. Right. I'm doing a bit of a poll here, and I want you guys to answer it. Right. This is a serious one. I'm really curious. Look at the poll at the top left. I think it's here. I want to know how many of you guys are mainly in alts, how many of you guys are in mainly in Bitcoin, and how many of you guys are in a combination of the two. That's the thing, right? Now this chart, while this is going on in the background, and this is for people who are in alts, right? So I'm going to be going because I'm feeling a lot of you guys are heavy on alts, right? Even though I've said many times I'm Bitcoin heavy. I'm also ETH heavy, although ETH is anyway, all that kind of stuff, right? Right. So what's happening now is just a constant downward trend line against Bitcoin. It's just constantly going down. However, we're coming to a point right now. And I'll explain a few key different areas here. We're coming to a point right now. Anyway, we're coming to a point right now where it's coming to support, right? Now, with this level coming to support, I genuinely believe that there's going to be some form of rally that's going to happen in alts. Because at every touch, at every single one, it is showing it as support. Every single one is showing it as support. Every single one. If you guys can see it, please, everyone on who are everywhere else, please, I want you to write something here. So I want to see if you guys are seeing and understanding what I'm doing, and I want you guys to really have a clear understanding of what I'm saying. Right? We are currently how many percent away here? We are currently 2%, roughly 2% away from coming to this resistance line, right? This trend line that we see. I'll say this, and I'll say this very, very clearly, right? Actual life-changing moments. We're coming to actual life-changing moments right now, right? Very, very close to it. Here, we will see some sort of movement. I've got the poll there. Please, everyone, just say. I just want to know what kind of a split. If we're coming to an area where there's going to be some form of, well, possibly, I mean, I'm just going on the sheer level of times it's actually tapped that resistance lines and rejected off it. So it gives me, because look, trading in the best of times is a level of probability. You work on full probability levels, right? Most people won't show you this graph. Most people don't even understand this graph, right? They'll never show you this graph because they'll put it behind some sort of paywall or this and the other and all that kind of jazz, right? But I do need some likes. I'm giving this. I need some likes. Can we get some likes? Is likes possible? Am I gonna get any likes? I mean, I'm just sitting here, dancing on my own in a room with a bed frame that apparently is not very nice, even though it's not a bed frame and it's a banister. We'll call it banister. Right. So we're coming to a point where I believe some form of movement is going to happen. No, that's very kind of you. Very, very kind. I don't mean that. I just want likes, man. I don't want anything else. You don't have to pay for anything, all that kind of stuff. So we're coming to some sort of movement where there'll be some sort of rally, right? Some sort of relief that will happen, which could maybe this movement here 2-3% move down to this point in we missed the infection task. I'm gonna get to that in a second, right? I'm doing serious stuff here. If I start laughing in people's faces, they're gonna be like, "Where's I'm gonna, yeah. Right?" So it could. I'm just bringing causations here, right? Giving understanding of where things can go. It's rejecting, which is pretty good. God, it's gonna be madicey. you see the correlation between the two. It's crazy. Rejection from there is a move up in the SPX. It's all algorithmic moving, right? Where was I? Yeah, so we're a couple of percent away from it coming to a trend line here, and at every touch it's moved, and those touch moves 63% in alts, 30% in alts and Bitcoin. Yeah, man. Look, guys who are just in alts really need some exposure to Bitcoin. I mean, in my humble opinion, I don't know everything else, right? But interesting, cool. Why is there only 33 people that voted? Everyone else is like, I don't care. Just give me alpha. I would say 90% chance Trump takes the USA to war. Then what for crypto? We will see we will see some form of pullback. We will see a pullback. But I'll say this, right? Markets can absorb these moments quicker than your nerves can deal with it. Right? That's the thing I want everyone to understand right now. I want to explain, and I want people to broaden I want people to broaden their mind and look at the greater picture here. Right now, think of it this way. Right? I just want everyone to understand this. The Fed didn't cut because they literally said the market is good, unemployment is low, employment is good, growth is good. The markers that they look for right now are good. Right now, what we're facing here is America potentially going into war, which will mess up a whole bunch of things. But I cannot believe that Donald Trump is going to go into war. Him hesitating now, while their closest ally, whichever way you can say that, right? Even though they put the whole world into a mess, their closest ally is getting bombarded on a daily basis, right? And them still umming and ahhing means that he does not want to go into this. He does not want to go into it. He does not want to go into this. He really, if he wanted to, he would be there already. This is Donald Trump. He would do a tweet and go, he'd be like, the world is great, America is great, my hair is great, we're going to war. It'll make it into some TV show, right? He at the moment is trying to utilize the ability of threat right now to try and get this deal to be done. Because you know why? Because you know why? And this is why I think is why. Because sooner or later, people are going to understand that the only reason why Iran has any level of enrichment higher than where it was is because of him. And he wants a deal to be done so he can create a win here for himself. Maybe we'll dump the markets to a point and then he can recover. Look, I want everyone to understand, and I want everyone to, okay, because people are not hearing what I'm saying. The end of this conflict, look, I'm going to give you an example, like I'm going to give you a example that happened recently. Look at Ukraine and Russia. Look at Ukraine and Russia. Does anyone talk about it anymore? The issues with the oil, all of that kind of stuff, a whole bunch of, the whole market messed up, and then what you saw was the biggest rally of your lifetime. The biggest rally of your lifetime. I mean, I'm just trying to like put the point home for everyone. The biggest rally of your lifetime, a 3.2x on Bitcoin. These moments are opportunity moments, and that's what I want everyone to really understand this fact. Unless, this is the thing, Most of these things, most of all of these things are here are already majorly down. Majorly down. And we're coming to a point, if we see here, where at minimum there's going to be some type of movement, right, back to here, where there'll be some relief going on here. And if this goes down to here, I'm telling you what I'm going to be doing. I'll be selling stuff. This is I mean, and I usually joke around it. I will genuinely sell stuff. If you go on to these, you'll see what I'm the levels. I will. This is my thing. You guys don't do. You guys think which way you want to. Every time it has dipped into this zone. Every time it has dipped into the zone, right? I'm showing you worst case scenario here, right? That 100% move is like it's like a 30-40x. I offered $20 for that creaky chair. No chance. This is my chair. I've already sold the Audi. I've sold the Audi. I'm getting something else. Right here, these are like 50x's. By the way, I'm telling you, 50, 60x's. No. I want everyone to understand something about Fat Cat as well, right? And why people get afraid. See, what really annoys me about people about Fat Cat and what people do in Fat Cat, right, is that we have been through 5 of these moments and nothing's happened, right? I am not going anywhere. The project is not going anywhere. It's still developing. We're about to launch our aggregator. It's not going anywhere. What more do I need to prove that's the case? What do I need to prove that's the case, man? Honestly, oh my God, what commitment do I have to give you guys? It's not going anywhere. So when everyone's like, oh my God, oh my God, and it's like moves like 5-6%, and it's like, okay, cool, what? Great, enjoy, fantastic. Anyway. Yeah, so that's the situation. Make sure AMA tomorrow at 6 o'clock, right? Make sure that you guys clearly understand that we are coming to a very key junction right now. And if anyone wants to see what those are and look at the levels and look at what I'm looking at and what I'm doing, you can, that's the thing. Okay, thanks for the answer. All right. This is really, really key. And I want everyone to really understand this fact. Okay. Is there any questions? Is there any questions that we're looking at right now? Anything that you guys want to understand and know? You say it's the worst bull run, but Solana has done a more than a 10x, 100x. Can you check Sui support? Yeah. How many days to change to the upwards? It's not a day type of thing, man. It's not a day thing. It depends on the key level. There's a bit Sui. Actually, let me not move that. Let's do that to Sui. Where is my Sui? Why can't I see my Sui? Sui, there we go. I mean, by the way, by the way, I'm just gonna move this. Does that? I mean, I like damn. So you could jump Solana after what happened. Yeah, that's very, very possible. What happened with Solana? And by the way, if you guys really want to know, check out the video that I did. Right. I mean, If that doesn't give you like Solana top signals, I don't know what else to say, man. But yeah, look, it did exactly as I said. I mean, it's look, so you guys can understand, right? All right, and so you guys can understand. I want to, when I say man, I drew. But look, you can everything is recorded. You can go and check it out. It's exactly as I said happened. Absolutely, I said usually you'll go and up and try and test the Asia high, which it did, and then it dumped back down. Although right now it's holding in a relatively good place right now. Our mental health is under fire since January. Yeah, but I want to understand. This is also another question I want to say, right? I want to answer. Will Solana doing the effect? I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. What I want to say, right? In fact, it might be positive, to be honest. What I want to say is that what are people's timelines here? Can I ask this question? Like, I want to understand what people, what is everyone's timeline? Lamar, 15 minutes yesterday, bruv. Oh, God. Yesterday, bro. Oh, by the way, do you guys? What wasn't it? Someone in my community sent me a video that a TikToker got kidnapped, and I'm like, okay, cool. I might be moving. I'm gonna move somewhere because everyone knows where kind of the area of where I live now, which is not the shit. That's not the best thing. And neither want to be out December. Right. Okay. So why worrying now? Short term 1 year, long term 5 years. Okay. Matt, look, I just want everyone to, so you can look. This is what I want to explain to you, right? I bought Solana right after COVID. I bought Solana right after COVID. How many years we're talking about? 4 years? And my Solana, I moved a lot of my Solana. I averaged out, but I'll tell you. I mean, what is that? I bought it at around $13, 10, 15x. Good question, Alvarez. 5-year time frame, smooth sailing, longer swings, trade. This is the thing that I'm here to try and give you my calm, right? I'm trying to give you my calm because I promise you, man. I promise you, I have serious amounts of money in this sector, like real serious amounts of money. Everyone is panicking because shouting the loudest, like bears always shout the loudest, right? Don't get me wrong. 1 second. Don't get me wrong. Short term, right? And I'll say this right. Short term, we are in a. So glad I sold half my portfolio in December. I wish I did. Man, Ponke, hindsight is 2020, right? I wonder if you would be saying that if you sold everything in December and we went to 135 now. You can't think hindsight. There's a lot of things that you could think. Oh, I wish I did this and this, that, and the other. Right? Whatever. Right now, this is the scenario that we're in. You should never think of the past. You only should think of the past if you're trading and you learn from your mistakes. But you don't learn from I wish I did that, because I wish I did that could be anything. I bought Sol on 22 average, not bad, I think. Yeah, this is the thing. And look, I will say something, right? I'll say something again. Solana is massive. I want everyone to understand that now. Where do you see the markets going? Then, I think you're Manish. I think you're here new. I've literally gone through the whole thing. I think it's been an hour. I've been explaining for an hour where it went. I like how the anger comes in instantaneously. Stop talking, bruv, and show me now. I'm here, right? I'm here. and that's it. That's all I care about. By the way, you said that Donald Trump was addressing the nation. Is that actually happening? Is that true? Can someone confirm that? Is Donald Trump addressing the nation? Man, the liquidations are getting so small at the moment. It's crazy. Update: we're all cooked. I don't want to laugh. Uh, I will. Okay, you can. You guys. You guys can say. Yeah, I can ask him. Oh, wait 1 second. Yeah, go ask him. I give him a call. Trump said there will be a trade deal with Pakistan and India. Great, fantastic. Look, my worry right now is not the tariffs. Right. I think Powell should have cut by now. Market data looks good. The tariffs are and oh yes, and this is the thing I want to explain to you, right? There's always Friday afternoon shenanigans in the market. Yeah, always, man. It's always. If you remember when I said to you, I'm putting along on Sunday that day, I forgot to give you an update. I was like, it was a winning trade, right? When volume is reducing at this level, right? It is game time. It is game time, right? It's full blown game time at this present moment. It's gonna be full play. But look, I'm gonna tell you, it's not the best thing that volume is going down. Volume going down is not a good thing. Must be a nice feeling having 30 Bitcoin, Mr. Alvarez. What would 30 Bitcoin be? I love the way he's trying to find that. I love the way can't see anyway, that he's addressing the nation. No, yeah, he's not addressing the nation. I think it's a Lamar, but honestly, bro. Why does it matter how much Bitcoin I have? Jesus. Anyway, whatever. It's all good. I mean, you know what I mean? You probably have a good 5 minutes. Lamar, can you stop? He's going to announce another shitcoin stockpile. Lamar's on him. No, man. Look, I don't own any. I don't own any cryptocurrency at all. Oh wait, he's on now. He got a hole in one today. Is that what's going on? What do you mean? Say it. Is it that I'm not gonna say how? Look, I'm definitely not gonna say anything on that side. Cryptus, why are you here? Go to your wife, man. No, I'm gonna kick you off the live. No, I don't accept you here. Go. I'm being serious. No. Let me see what's happening. I'm being serious. I'm not. I'm no. Go. I don't want you here. Go be with your family, man. Like there are these moments here, you can't do anything about it. Whatever. Oh, yeah, look, this is the thing I also want to show you. I mean, yeah, the volume is just leveling out, man. Leveling out. Lamar. Honestly, look at it. He's doing the Excel spreadsheet right now. All right. If it was at 30 and he bought it at I bought it at a very good price. All right. That's all I'm gonna say. he's, he's doing the mathematics. It's like guy mathematics when they go to a successful like restaurant. It's like, okay, there's like 45 chairs. And if it does 15 turnovers with the average price of the bagel, that's like $1 million a year. this could this could be a good business. I know what's going on, bro. Don't even go there, right? Jeez. What does the golden boxes represent? It represents marriage. All right, sorry. No, these are key zones, right? The sorry. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. When you throw the ball up, I need to like hit it away. When someone says, "What does the golden box is?" You know what I mean? Anyway, whatever. These are key areas of support and resistance, right? They're usually zones of reversal and areas that are important. But yeah, I mean, like the more I look at, we'll see what happens. Above, yeah, it's looking like. I mean, I've been talking about it. It's looking like this area here is very, very possible. I did say last time, make sure you're mentally prepared for what's going to happen. I keep saying it. This shall pass as well. I've done a video about it. Please watch the video. That is it. Watch the video. Anyway, what is Donald Trump saying? I'm curious. What is he talking about right now? True. Someone say facts. Thank you. I've watched all of them. Thank you so much. I hope you like them, and they give you some value. All right, Trump. What's Trump up to? Trumpenstein. Oh, he is talking. Wait, no, was he talking? Wait, what just happened? Did I just see something? What did he say? Oh, it's 2 days ago. It's nothing live. All right, nothing. Trump. I'm gonna write golf. Is he? Because he usually says something stupid when he's golfing. No, all right, nothing. Can someone explain what's going on now? It's just fears right now. Oh yeah, let me look at that place. It's just fears at the moment. It's Middle Eastern fears. USA getting in is a problem. Oh yeah, you saw us. Wait, let me go back 1 second. I was like, I called the end. Let me get to this point. What was it? What did this fool say? With this MAGA hat that's made in China. Hey, where is this guy? Come on. Uh, Where's the man? If Trump thanks the USA to, well, he proves he's not different than any predecessor. Yeah, but right now he's in a very, very difficult position. Aha, 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 aha. Sorry, I had to cut some shapes. Oh, this. Sorry, I had to cut some shapes. Okay, I can do it. Wait, wait, hang on. Bro, what? It's the music. What's happening is meant to be, but at least we have it now. Yeah, I'm just saying. Look, these moments here have become more of a session where I always try to. I always try. Okay. Ah, there's the man. I want one of those hats. Can someone send me one of those hats? You all the time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The guy. It's hard not to like him. Yeah, it's hard not to. Who literally has a woke up from their plane, wakes up, and the first thing that comes out is Rwanda. That's pretty good. I don't like Diddy. You know, yeah, cool. maybe focus your energy in a more Middle Eastern direction. Yeah, maybe focus into more of a Middle Eastern type of trade deal with India. So look, this is the thing I want to explain to you. Look, apart from this hanging issue of the Middle East and America going in or not, right? Things are somewhat moving in the right direction. Do it, do it. What does that mean? Wait, what does that mean? What does he want? Time for party goggles. You know why they don't want to speak to Europe? Because Europe has gone, yeah, we're not getting involved. That's why they don't want to speak to them. What are they gonna say? Cool. Like I don't quite. Nice, great success. Yeah, you know what I mean. But what does that mean? That it's harder to negotiate when one side is winning. But what's who? Which side is winning? So what is he waiting? That's a hard one. What is he waiting for one side to really go into a difficult position? Does that mean that one side doesn't want to negotiate? Which side doesn't want to negotiate? I mean, that's a silly question. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't want. I don't. I don't want to. I mean, I don't want. I don't. I mean, anyway, whatever. But you know what I mean. Trump is coming to. I can tell you it's that. I don't know what side. I really don't know what side it is. I am. I am. I have no idea. I wonder which side doesn't want to negotiate. I don't know. I don't know which one it could be. I don't know. I mean, just do you guys know? Is there any question what you guys could But I'm just I to me I don't, I have no idea what you're talking about, man. There's no one knows. No one knows. So if he's saying that, because I like to listen to you play devil advocates for I don't know what you're talking about. Who's this advocate guy you're talking about? Have I met him? I don't know. But what I will say, right? This is what I will say is that I like to listen to this guy talk, right? Because he can't help but say the truth behind things to a level. Even when he's trying to be like this art of the deal type of thing, he can't help but like you have to read between the lines of what he's talking about. So I'm assuming right now, genuinely, what I'm assuming right now is that this guy wants to make a deal. He doesn't want to go into this war, and that's boding well for me in the markets, right? That's what I'm thinking. But what I will say is this: it seems like there is actions out of his control and pressures out of his control that he is waiting for them to come to him. And I'm assuming that it's, as he says, one side needs to get to a point where they have no choice but to do this. And it's strange, right? It's very, very, and I'm gonna like this. I'm really good at connecting dots, right? It's strange that one side only has 2 weeks more left of certain preventative measures, and this guy's given 2 weeks period to make a deal. That's my 2 cents on this. So I would say possibly 2 weeks of potential downside, and then massive growth at the end of it. Uh, that NATO conference here is so massive. All big roads are getting closed, friend. Yeah. Why did you wear that hat? No, I can't take it seriously. Hmm. I, I, t- I got that hat for you. I was come to Netherlands. I'll get you some Lacoste hat. Man, I'd love it. I honestly, I'll buy it from you. Send it to my address. Um, uh, Sometimes listening to this guy, sometimes listening to this guy, like it's hard to like the reality of this guy is leading the most powerful nation in the world. Sometimes creeps into your mind, and you sit there going, I'd rather. I mean, okay, it doesn't matter. I know, like, anyway, whatever. I like him. I like him. That's what I'm going to say. I like, I like him. Keep the oil, as if as if it's like some loot from a game. Oh my god! Oh my god! Ah, Jesus! Ah, Jesus! Ah, Jesus! Oh my god! Oh man, oh god, that is the funniest thing I've ever heard of. That is the funny. Who, who, who said that? Who said that? The the yeah, you the director of Central Intelligence, literally, literally the head of intelligence of your own country. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I mean. Anyway, I'm curious what he's gonna say. Cool. All right, good. All right, guys, fantastic. Yeah, don't worry. It's not like it's a job or has any type of he's she's wrong. Why? I didn't know. Oh, that made me laugh so hard. That's the best sentence I've ever heard. No. Just, just keep feeding his ego, please. Tell him he's the prettiest man ever created. Tell him how the hat looks beautiful on him. Please, just make him happy. Happy so he doesn't do something crazy. Please. Nobel Peace Prize. If Donald Trump gets the Nobel Peace Prize, I don't think I think he'll start like floating around. His ego will get so high. I I, I don't know. I don't know if the USA is ready for Donald Trump that's won the Nobel Peace Prize. I think every single interview will start with him saying, you know, as a Nobel Peace Prize winner, I think I, I think some people will say that it will be renamed the Trump Peace Prize. Yeah, massage the ego. Keep massaging. Yeah, keep massaging it. Keep going, please. So, peace prize about that peace thing that Middle East. Yeah, yeah. Here's a little medal. Yeah, go. I love Donald Trump. It every single interview, it's pure gold. I I I can understand. I can understand. So, I can understand some so- I can understand some nuclear for power and and air conditioning. Nuclear air conditioning. Oh my god. This is real, man. This is real. This is real. Okay, cool. All right, okay. All right. Trump Peace Prize, Trump Peace Prize, and nuclear air conditioners. All right, okay, cool. This is what I'm taking away from this. Okay. Yeah, I got it so hard. Suffering for it's weird. Not if he's beautiful. Oh my god! Oh my god! No, 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 no. Justin, it's the Nobel Peace Prize, newly named Trump Peace Prize, nuclear air conditioner, art of peace deal book will be wild. That's the full sentence of title of the book. It's Trump saying he's in fear for his life. Yeah, and he's saying that everyone else is in it should be fearful for his life. I mean, I guess look, that part I can understand. I mean, the guy has, people have tried to get him twice, right? So I get that. I get that part of it. It's just to me, I'm gonna. So the one thing I will say about it is that to me, what it's looking like right now is just a face for the press and a different face for actual continuation in the talks. There is no way. Tucker was amazing. Tucker was absolutely amazing. Tucker was absolutely amazing. Like, it's strange. I'm starting to really like Tucker Carlson. Apart from he's a bit too Russia forward, unfortunately. I'm gonna tell you something about ICE and the deportation. Right, it's absolutely amazing. Right, like he's careful with his tweets, of course, man. Of course, of course, we do, man. You wear that hat. It's so hilarious, man. It's like he's selling merch. He's working with the people about the world. No, I think it's a bit more than he's very threatening. I think it's more than that. He's very, very friendly. The world is a stage. Yeah, nothing. Just I can't leave that man. God, it's just Pinchy, man. Right, but I get that. But why are you going to like Home Depot and trying to get those guys? Though? That's a bit of like I need to. Man. Rice doesn't buy uniform. Yeah, that's true. Don't say it. He's angry. Yeah, you can tell. Yeah. No, no, don't go in. Let's see. That's what everyone is thinking about the war. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, good. Well, Biden wouldn't even know this thing would be going on. It wouldn't be him. It was his team. He would have already gone in by now. That's one thing I would say. I mean, 26 square miles before this was 4 blocks. But he saved them, all right? He saved LA. That 4 blocks. That question, that question was heavily loaded. Oh, wow. That was a loaded question. Yo, yo, yo. It's like, all right, please make sure it's Iran. Please. I beg you. Please. Fish it, please. Let's not have another, we'll be stupid things on the planet. It would be, that's why it's even 2 weeks. I think it's just a show for the press. I'm telling you. I think it's not. No, he's definitely against it. He's 100% against it. Find video of the UK Kim apologizing about the war. Yeah, I know, man. Mario, I know, man. Yeah, that was interesting to me. To me, that gives me like he really doesn't want to go in. To me, I'm showing strength to the media and being aggressive and unpredictable, but in the background that is not of someone that wants to go in. 100%. Who would be like, who, I mean, think about it this way. Who would be like, you know what, I know you guys are like bombing each other and stuff, but like 2 weeks, should we give it 2 weeks, a little 2 weeks, 2 weeks. He will not get involved. I don't think he will. He I would say he there's a few possibilities. He's either using Israel to try and get force Iran into the deal that he wants, right? Or it's like a switcheroo type of deal. I don't know what the end game of this actually is. I really don't know what the end game of this is. Maybe it's the oil. It's most probably the oil. I know what he's trying to do. This is all a trick to raise oil to $100. No, 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 no. He doesn't want it to raise to 100%. You're right. A friend of mine said he's the chances are very very soon. Yeah, this bodes well for the market. And like Bitcoin is coming back completely into to range. He he wants the Iran oil. He wants to control Iran's oil. Hmm. That's what they're trying to do. Iran. One second. One second. Where does Iran ship most of its oil to? One second. I have theory. I have a. I have a theory populating in my chopulating. I don't know. 1 second. 1 second. Where does Iran send most of its oil? China. I knew it. I knew it. That's what he's doing. I knew it. I knew it. I knew this is what he's doing. Mark my words. Mark my words, right? Mark my words. If oil is not the central pillar of this deal that he's trying to do, I would be unbelievably surprised. As I said, I love watching these interviews because he can't help but reveal certain things. He said when they went into Iraq, well, why didn't they just keep the oil? And I'm just like, this is as key of a geopolitical move I've ever seen. It's got nothing to do with the end. Nothing. He has told that he'll pay for my own weapons with our oil, and you won't pay a penny. He has told Saudi, I'll pay for. Yeah, this is what's going on right now. That's why I love watching these things. It's so clear. It's so clear the way he's reacting. It's at support, man. Oil could reject quite aggressively from here. We'll see. Oil will definitely pump if things get really bad. He'll make it around pay for the war. Yeah. Yeah. He'll make around pay for the war. And maybe, I mean, look, okay, he understands if Iran, makes like small nuclear air conditioners and then small amounts of nuclear air conditioners, but mainly oil air conditioners, then I'll be fine. I mean, you have to be like, the ratio has to be the right amount, because Iran is hot. I just realized how his brain works. I just realized how his brain works. Nuclear reactors, Iran is hot, nuclear air conditioning. Dude, I like your psychoanalysis. China, she's also want to bypass the Suez Canal for trade. Yeah, look, it's all geopolitical crap here. This is what's going on right now. Hardcore geopolitical crap. Bro, is it time to short ETH? Actually, let me look at ETH. Let me see what ETH's up to. I'll look at ETH and then. Oh, I would love to have a sit and have a complete conversation with him. Wow, like ETH is. It's all right. I mean, like ETH is somewhat broken with it, but broken its trading range. But it's holding support. It's holding key level of support. If this holds, look, I'll tell you this, right? I like your life, man. What do you mean you like my life? What does that mean? That doesn't sound scary, man. What does that mean? What does that mean? You like my laugh? Laugh or life? like your laugh or life? Please clarify, because the life is scary. Laugh is what the does that mean? You know what I mean? Please clarify. Someone, please clarify. Oh my god, that's that's like horror movie level type of sentence, man. I like your life. Your life is mine now. uh, just now, imagine the war or conflict ends. Do you think else is yes? That look, I'll explain this to you, right? God, is it? The thing is, it's also very quiet, and I'm assuming it meant life. Okay, cool. Right. Yeah. I don't live in England. I live somewhere else. What I what I was gonna say, right, is that the moment if they do go into war, right? If we do go into war, and we have, I would say, look, if America does go into war, it will be by the next Fed meeting. It will end by that time. Its effects will be disappeared. It will disappear by that time, and I would be extremely. I would say it's extremely likely that a cut will be happening, and I'll explain this also. Right, I'll explain this also. In an environment where the war ends or the war effects subside into whatever it is, because there is I think there is only a 1% chance that America puts boots on the ground. Boots on the ground is where the terrible thing happens, right? If he just provides a few weapons here and there, there's like a few like retaliatory shots, whatever. It'll have a bit of effect in the market. Maybe it'll pull back to a certain level, 97, that area, and then it will come to a point, and I'll explain the scenario of the economic position, and then I'll head off, right? Even though it's been great fun talking to all of you guys. You'll have a scenario where the war will, in one way or another, come to some form of fruition or end or like stalemate, like Ukraine is. You'll have a U.S. economy where jobs are good, growth is good, especially in wartime. SPX runs and growth goes to crazy levels. You'll have good employment. You'll have the only worry would be interest, but interest rate would be coming back down. All the interest rate shocks will come back down, right? And then on top of that, you'll have an environment where the U.S. will be making more deals, increasing its profits and income from tariffs, a new set of income, and at the same time, a rate cut happens. There will be no place in this world. Mark my words. There will be no economy or place in this world where people will not want to put their money into. Money will explode into America. It will be a flourishing of liquidity going into the USA. Saga, good question. Let's wait. What our sales? What do you mean? What's the question? What was the question? How did the 2008 Iraq war affect traditional markets? Initially, it was very bad, and then brought one of the largest growths in economic history into the markets. But I'll tell you one thing: Iraq is a different kettle of fish. That was boots on the ground. That was a boots on the ground, and they were there for years and years and years and years and years. The issue right now, and I'll say, look, I'll tell you this: I wouldn't have. Nothing would worry me if the US didn't have a debt problem. Go into as many wars as you want to. The debt is the issue. The debt is what's causing the problem. That's the issue right now. But anyway, let's see. To summarize, we need a war ending and Fed cuts. Yep. We need the war ending, Fed cuts, and the tariffs to come to some sort of fruition where deals are made and all of that stuff is finished. We need best case scenario, right? Best case scenario. Peace deal with Iraq. I mean, in Iran. Peace deal with Ukraine. I think that's coming to a point. There's going to be a point where that thing it has to end. It's got to a ridiculous point. Trade deals and a rate cut. Those four things happening will change everything in this market. Everything. Fed cut sounds like fat cats. Yep. And then, and I want everyone to understand who is here in Fat Cat, who have these worries in this and the other. I am not going anywhere. So we're cooked. Thanks, man. Thanks. It's amazing. Everyone's like, All right. So you're trying to say that in the nicest possible way, like, nicest, absolute nicest possible way that we're cooked. Is that what you're trying to tell? I was like, cool, thanks, man. Appreciate all that. But that's what I'm saying. Look, there's a lot of things that can happen, and there could be moments where everyone could be extremely worried. But look, in essence, we're still ranging. This is not what I wanted to do. 1 second. Come on. This could also be here. Actually, it wouldn't be there. It would be, yeah, around there. You know what I mean? You were talking about the cats. Oh, you want to see one of the cats? Can you see him? There's the cat. There he is. Can you see him? There. Complete crime scene right now. All right, that's all that was missing when it's Lambo. Lambo's the scenario that I stated. Remember, I'll leave you with this. It should be something that's in front of your eyes. This here. Right here. We're not worried, it's just temptation feeling. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing that you need to understand. I'm trying to lay here and what you're going to do about it. I'm going to lay it with. Let me see if I can get him up. No, come here. Come. 1 second. Don't want you to see my. One second. All right. Okay, guys, look. All right, guys, look. All I will say, he's massive. Oh my god. Right. All I'm going to say, right, this is only one of them, is, hey boy. Oh, look at that tongue. Can you see the tongue? Tongue. Oh, look at the tongue. Right. All I will say, right, is, look, we're coming into really interesting times, right? And it's going to be stressful. And this time, right? I know that things are going to be a bit on the worrying side. But what I will say is that sometimes you can get too buried into what you're doing and what you're feeling and what's happening, right? You can be too focused in on the charts, and it will make you tired and stressed, and that combination of tired and stressed and things like that that's going on, isn't that right? Right? And all that kind of stuff, right? Is that it can make you make silly mistakes and feel that temptation of things to go. If you feel like things are going in a negative way, and you're like, you know what, I'm done, I can't deal with it, then do that. But don't look back. You can look back maybe, but come back with that clear head and mind. Just rest it out a little bit. My God, all right. From the cutie. Look at this guy. I'll catch you guys later. Try and make sure that you have try and make sure you guys have some rest, clear your mind. And if it gets a bit too much, go for a walk, sit with your family, do all that kind of thing, play with your pets, and then just come back with a clear mind and go from there. All right, that's the thing that I will say to you guys. And tomorrow there'll be an AMA for Fat Cat at 6 o'clock. So I'll be able to touch grass, exactly, clear your mind in that sense. And then he's falling asleep. Look at this guy. All right, and then go from there. I hope I gave you guys a bit of a smile, gave you some understanding of the markets. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for joining. All of you guys are incredible, and we will catch you guys there. All right. Okay, little one. Go. All right, guys. Love. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. All right, guys. You guys can. Fantastic for joining. You guys have been incredible. Brilliant to see you all here. Remember, relax and all that kind of stuff. And if you guys want to check out, you can come and check out the Learn by Alvarez free Telegram channel. Everyone's there chatting, talking, or you can come to the Fat Cat channel. Everyone's talking there, and it's all like happy games and all that kind of stuff. All right. Peace, connection, and love, and all that kind of stuff. Bye bye.